Hello, friends. This is the program Empire of Lies, where we discuss manipulation and disinformation in the Russian media. When the first strike becomes faith. Vladimir Solovyov's evening broadcasts have long ceased to be talk shows. They are the political liturgy of the new Russia, where a nuclear strike, a biblical metaphor, and a blow below the belt sound like parts of a single prayer for war. In recent episodes, the tone has become almost openly apocalyptic. Solovyov and his interlocutors speak not of strategy, but of the inevitability of a strike, of the right to strike first, of how the enemy must be paralyzed with fear. These words no longer convey politics, only an ideology of force that needs no justification. Sacred fight, Solovyov begins with an everyday metaphor, an argument, a fight, a self-defense technique. If the enemy is strangling you, you need to strike below the belt. This scene gives birth to a concept for Russia's foreign policy. A country being strangled is obliged to respond first. We'll probably have to strike first if we can't avoid a fight, the host says. This isn't a metaphor, but a direct intersection of political and physical violence. Then the conversation moves into overtly theological territory. Russia, the program's guest says, lived by the New Testament. It endured, it offered the other cheek. But now it's time to return to the Old Testament, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Solovyov adds the final chord, not peace but a sword. Thus, biblical language becomes a justification for a preemptive strike, and Christianity becomes a tool of mobilization. This rhetoric is important not only because it is aggressive, it creates an internal sense of the sanctity of violence. War ceases to be war. It becomes a rite of purification. From harshness to justification of cruelty, it's time. And the harsher, the better, Solovyov proclaims. Next comes Machiavelli's philosophy of evil. If you can't commit evil that paralyzes the enemy, be kind. For the Russian audience, this is presented as a guide to victory. Wars are not won by kindness. But the key here is not the military recommendation, but the moral justification for ruthlessness.